August 13, and this is The View with Catherine.Chang. Today's topics are the so-called bribery case aftermath and Chinese children aged 2 to 6 to be allowed to return to Taiwan. First, I want to talk about the so-called bribery case aftermath. There are a total of 4 legislators have been detained since the so-called bribery case happened, and the political effect has expanded. There are several latest developments of the case. A, for the DPP's political effect, the DPP legislator Su Zhenqing, who is the nephew of the former Secretary General to the President Su Jiaquan, he was suspended his political power by the DPP Central Committee for 3 years. And this means that he will not be able to participate in the 2022 Pingtung County mayoral election. Currently, there are 3 people striving for the throne of the Pingtung County, including DPP legislator Zhong Jiabing, Zhuang Ruixiong, and Zhou Chunmi. They are all from the New Thai faction. And who will win the primary? Well, we will have to see which candidate that the Su family will support. B, for the KMT, 2 of the 4 legislators that have been detained are from the KMT. It is difficult for KMT to tear off its image of corruption. C, for the New Power Party, the former chairman Xu Yongming is released on bail. However, $3 million cash was found in his home, and he said that it was the Minister of Transportation Lin Jialong lent the money to him. But Lin Jialong solemnly denied it, and for the latest news today, Lin Jialong denied that he was interrogated last Friday by the Taipei district prosecutors. The problem is who are telling the truth. Second issue I want to talk about is the Chinese children aged 2 to 6 to be allowed to return to Taiwan. CCC head Chen Shizhong said that starting from today, August 13, children with Chinese nationality at the age of 2 to 6 can return to Taiwan. Originally, these children must hold Taiwan resident permits. However, the CCC changed the press release last night that they don't have to hold any resident permit, but they have to remain in home quarantine for 40 days. Do you know that they changed the press release 9 times? For your information, well, in Taiwan, we all call these Chinese children with Taiwan resident permits with the nickname Xiaoming. Well, so you can hear people talking about Xiaoming coming back, Xiaoming coming back. As I mentioned before, Xiaoming is just like, Tom or David. It's just a nickname. And who are Xiaoming? Well, they are Chinese stepchildren of Taiwanese citizens and those born to a Taiwanese and Chinese couple but do not have a Taiwan passport. I think Taiwan will be more cautious about Chinese nationals who enter Taiwan. Here are several reasons. A, the Hong Kong factor. Well, because Hong Kong is no longer being democratic and autonomy, Taiwan is considering how to identify the difference between Hong Kongers and Chinese nationals. Therefore, Taiwan will be more cautious about people with Chinese nationality. B, the U.S. factor. You know that Taiwan and the United States have an unprecedented tight relationship now. There is a rising tension between the relationship of the U.S. and China. Of course, the so-called Xiaoming refer to children under the age of 18. Well, I believe that Taiwan government will gradually open up for them. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 0 confirmed cases. After the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services, Alex Azar, met with CCC head Chen Shizhong to talk about the COVID-19 prevention. He also discussed Taiwanese protective gear investment in the U.S. yesterday. Azar said that, I did speak with Taiwan leaders, both private sectors as well as governmental, about the opportunities that they present with Taiwan's manufacturing expertise and powers in terms of direct investment in building capacity in the United States. In response to the US and Taiwan signed the Memorandum of Understanding on Health Cooperation, China criticized that the DPP kind of seek for Taiwan independence under the pretext of the epidemic. The spokesperson of the Taiwan Affairs Office of State Counsel Ma Xiaoguang said that. He said, Azar's visit has violated the One China principle and the Three China-U.S. joint communiques. The DPP authorities attempt to use the event to conduct political manipulation and seek Taiwan independence under the pretext of the epidemic. It's nothing but a farce. On the other hand, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo delivered a speech in a visit to Czech Republic, and he said that China retaliated Czech for deepening its relationship with Taiwan. And he said the CCP initiated retaliations against innocent parties when crossed. It infamously canceled the Prague Philharmonic trip to Beijing for something as simple as the mayor's effort to deepen ties with Taiwan. Shanghai canceled its cooperations with Prague after the city signed a sister city agreement with Taipei. He also said that China's world dominance is not inevitable. We are the authors of our fate. Free societies have always been more attractive. Your people know this, our people do so. And also, additionally, Pompeo praised the Czech Senate president on visiting Taiwan. He said that your Senate president will make that trip to Taiwan later this month, fulfilling the wishes of the late predecessor, and good for him. And also, we're talking about, except for that, about the President Tsai in a video conference with the Hudson Institute and the Center for the American Progress. President Tsai said that protecting Taiwan as a bastion of freedom in the Indo-Pacific. She mentioned 4 principles of Taiwan management of cross-strait relations. That's peace, parity, democracy, and dialogue. Taiwan will always be willing to work together in the interest of peaceful coexistence and to prevent a downward trend in cross-strait relations. Well, now I would like to more reiterate what President Tsai said about this. First, we'll talk about the peace. We can see about the peace. Peace is that, she said, we will seek continued peace with Beijing and call for the renunciation of force to settle for differences. Second, about parity. Parity requires that both sides should not deny each other's existence. 3, democracy. Beijing must recognize that Taiwan is a democracy whose future is decided by our own people. 4, dialogue. We are willing to open up with Beijing, even that is not open political precondition. You know, something like maybe, Beijing don't want to talk about political issue. That would be fine. We can talk about culture, or we can talk about whatever we talk about, economic issue. Well, President Tsai also said that. She said, as a community of like-minded democracies, I am confident we will rise to successfully meet the challenges. Together, we will continue to kind of safeguard Taiwan as a bastion of freedom and democracy in the Indo-Pacific region. Talking about Hong Kong issue, Jimmy Lai said that the arrestment is politicalized and to slaughter the whole clan of the democracy. And he said that, people around me, including my sons and the executive of the Next Digital, all got arrested. This is CCP's usual tactic. They will attack me and those who around me to terrorize the Hong Kongers because of the biggest fear of Beijing is those 2 million citizens who have opposed the amendment of the extradition law. That's what we talk about, 反送中, right? So people are watching about the Hong Kong situation, and we wish all the best for them. So I want to say, fight on, Mr. Lai, and fight on, Hong Kong. This is Catherine Chang, and that will be The View for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.